Thompson. We are here doing a special edition of At the Vested Bar. We are inside Grand Central at the Campbell for Vested's annual summer networking reception, and we are here with Adam Snyder from Cogni. What would you say are some of the biggest challenges that financial communicators face today?
You know, it's funny, if you asked me that 3 years ago, I would say it was regulation. There were so many things that we couldn't say, or so many topics we couldn't touch on, especially if you were sort of on the tail end of the financial crisis. Now I think the challenge is, for all the talk we hear of disruption, there's such a lack of it. There's nothing really different out there. And so journalists are probably much more interested in writing about deals that are maybe monumental than they are in writing about financial services or financial services companies. I mean, if you look at the explosion of fintech, what is talking about consumer banking and fintech, there's no real disruption there, arguably. There are banks that are coming out on this, but they're offering the same exact thing you're going to get at your standard high street bank. So to go and say, I'm this new digital bank and we're offering X and Y and Z, it's sort of flavorless. So if anything, I think the challenge is it's going back to basics and finding a story that actually stands out. And it's probably the sort of ongoing challenge that we've always faced, but now I feel like it's becoming much more pressing.
Yeah, so how have you seen the industry, financial marketing, financial communications change over time?
It's gotten more crowded. I mean, I first started doing this a long time ago. On the marketing side, doing social media before it was called social media. And, there were one of a few financial institutions that were actually brave, for lack of a better word, but brave enough to actually go out there. Now it's everyone's out there. And it used to be, okay, it's just the sort of big corporate and investment banks. Now it's gone on to the asset managers. Now it's going into the hedge funds. And it's just amazing that these companies whose business exists in the shadows are now saying, what's my social media strategy? What's my communication strategy? And what I think is most interesting about it is, you're having the same conversation that, in 2009, I would say, this is the last year I'm going to have this conversation. And it's just getting recycled and it's becoming newer and newer and it's the same old thing going on.
So then what do you think the future of financial communications and financial marketing is?
I kind of think we're in the future, to be honest. I think, the 2 points that I mentioned of the fact that the marketplace is crowded leads to the first question. You need to be more creative. You need to have something interesting. So if anything, it puts the onus, you can be a wizard in doing comms and know every journalist or know how to do every social channel and how to break something through. But the onus goes back to the actual innovators, the inventors, and the people driving the actual companies to come up with something that is new so their comm staff has something to market. We can't just pull things out of thin air. I mean, every financial comms person may have a journalist or two they can call in a favor with to get a story, but that goes away pretty quickly. So yes, there's innovation and ways to get it out there, but it really goes all back to the core of what is it that we're getting out.
Adam, it was so great to chat with you. Thank you so much for your perspective and for stopping by. Yeah.